Okay, before you jack the car up, always loosen the lug nuts while it's on the ground. Then you could use a speed wrench. These bolts look like 13s or so we'll take them off first. Okay, there's a 14. I was one off. Okay, here's the noise. This pad, look at it. It's worn right down. There was no warning. The little metal part that is usually there's like a little prong that hangs out. You can see the rivet marks. And if you look here, just on the edge, it was a little metal contact. Never did hear the squealing. As soon as this happened, I parked the car. So I don't think I'm going to get them turned. That's really almost nothing. I might take a little sandpaper down to that. I'm just going to put the pads back on because the rest of the rotors, it's just a little tiny bit. They look pretty good. Don't wait too long. At least look at them. This caught me a little bit off guard. I think there's 57,000 miles and these are the original brakes. Okay, so I took the 220 and I sanded all around the edge and a little bit in. I feel like I dropped the ball on this. I think it'll be fine. I don't think I need to go get them turned. It made the grinding sound only on hard turning. So I think pretty much it should run through this set of pads, no problem. So I'm going to clean off the little slider things. I've got some brake parts cleaner and a toothbrush. I'm going to figure out if this has to go on a certain side because only 2 of my shoes have that. And the ones I took off don't. So I got to figure that out. Okay, now as far as that little gadget there, it's only on 2 of them. So 2 don't have it and 2 do have it. So if you look on here, that looks like the little tab hanging down, doesn't it? See that? Where it says 3, C3, C3PO. So this must be it. And it says 3 outer pad assembly. So we know these things go on the outside, right? 3 outer. So this is the outer on this side. So it goes there. Mystery solved. Okay, I'm going to use some of this Bosch synthetic brake lubricant. And you put that on the moving parts so they go in the little sliders. You could just put it all around there. It's going to burn off. It gets so hot up here. So that's what that's for. Now that we got the brake pad situated and that tab goes on the back, the inner, I'm just squeezing the piston in. You'll need a C-clamp to do that. Okay, you can see that the piston's right here. It's slid in all the way because, I mean, the brake pads are fat and the old ones are skinny, so it had to be pushed back in. Another thing before you put the caliper back on, make sure these sliders are working good, which mine are. So I live in the desert, so I don't have to deal with rust. You know, so everything stays nice over here. Make sure they slide. Give those bolts a good tighten. And this side is done. After the conundrum with the clip and the instructions. And I'm just going to kind of scuff up the rotors a little bit. Give them a little dingleberry hone job. Now, a guy that I knew, he once told me if you have warped rotors, you could take like 36 grit sandpaper. This is 120, so it's really rough. Scratch them really good, and then put metallic pads on, and it will fix it. And you know what? Once I did have a car, and the brake pedal would go like that. It would pulse. The wheel would kind of wiggle. And I scuffed the heck out of them with 36 grit, put metallic pads on, and after a little while it went away. It actually worked. I couldn't believe it. Shocking. I'm not going to try to use the new clips. They didn't seem to really fit on the other side. And this being a desert car, they're in great condition, so they can go who knows how many more miles. So I'm going to use the stock clips. Let's see what these pads look like. There they are. Can you see that? On the other side, this one was the one that was really shot. On this one, they're not all the way through. But they were on the other side. But they're close. I was waiting for the squeak, you know, the little piece of metal that rides on here once the brake pads wear out so much, but they didn't have them on this car. Ridiculous. I'll clean all the dust off of them. And I'll lube them up again. We'll be good as gold. Here, you want your toothbrush back, Charlie? Okay, now I'm going to take the grease without getting it on the rotor. You don't want to get it on the rotor. That would be bad. Slip some in here. Precautions. Avoid skin contact. Oh boy, where's my gloves, huh? Wear gloves, people. Don't be a tough guy like me. Although I've never been a hand model, I'll leave that to George Costanza. Yeah, and then I'll take some of this. And I'll put it on here. La la la. Careful, don't get it on the pad. We don't want it on the pad. Here's what the pad looks like on. And I want to show you this side too. That's the driver's side. Got the little thing up there in the top. Okay, so now we'll squeeze the caliper like we did on the other side. Okay, we'll take our C-clamp, put it right about, it could probably be right there, or behind the nut, whatever. Start squeezing it. See how much is out here? We got to make that flush. It's good and tight. Remember how loose they were. I'm probably over torquing them. And that's it. Done. Okay, it's just that simple to change your brakes. If you're nervous, have somebody hang out with you that has done it before. That's always an option. It's a great way to learn things is with someone there that has done it 100 times. Anyway, save a lot of money. All you gotta do is buy brake pads, because you know if you go to the dealer, they're gonna try to get you to buy a bunch of other things. Oh, you need all new rotors and master cylinders. They're not afraid to gouge you and completely lie to your face. Good old dealers. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to subscribe if you feel like it. That would be cool, and have an awesome day.